All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining this live cast. It's a Zoom live that I'm doing, and of course, live also on Facebook. But before we proceed, I would really request that you bring on board all parents, Kcse 2023 students who have just received the results. I would want to have them here, and this is part 2. This is part 2. Part 2, Kcse 2023 part 2. So what I'm doing, even myself here, is to share this on Facebook. So I'm sharing this on Facebook so that we can get a good audience. So if you're a good person, you should be able to really share this. You should be able to share this for us to get good audience, a good audience. All right, so that's what I'm doing exactly. That's what I'm doing exactly. You should also be able to really support your mwalimu by having so many people joining us. I can see we are 6. We can easily double this number. We can easily double this number. We can easily double this number by simply doing what here? By simply sharing this in our various groups. Like now I'm sharing on accountants on Facebook, sharing all over. Kcse 2023, of course, is cutting across very many people. We had about 1 million students doing Kcse. So I believe that this really should be able to inspire somebody. And for that to happen, you and I, we have a responsibility of sharing this live. Once we get good numbers, then we should be able to do what here? To continue. I hope you can see the share button, right? I hope you can see the share button. I hope you are able to see the share button. All right. All right, great. So what are we doing before I commence? We are trying to look for an audience. And this audience, basically, if you can get people who did this Kcse 2023, whose results came out yesterday, I will really be very happy. Also, their parents, if their parents are around, please bring them. If their parents are around, please bring them here. How do you bring them here? You simply share. You simply share this post. If you're able to see the share button, you simply get to share this post with them. You simply get to share this post with them. All right. So basically, I will start first of all by saying that I'm really privileged to have this great audience listening to me. My name is Dr. Joshua Aura. I teach currently at RCM College. So RCM College is a college that is known over many years for training accountants, training NEC courses, where we begin from the artisan, certificates, diploma, all right? So any professional course, academic courses offered by Kcse, be it supply chain management, business management, I mean, you'll be able to get these courses with us. I've in the past taught at Daystar University, JKUAT, and Kabarak. So why are we here today? We are here today because of the released results, Kcse results that were released yesterday. I would want to take this opportunity to congratulate all students. And I'm very intentional when I talk of all students for a job well done. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nobody who failed. Don't be deceived that if you got an E, you failed. Those are basically challenges. They are milestones. What we come with after this kind of an exercise are experiences. So the experiences that now you got, when you reflect back, then you'll need to make a decision. If you think you can correct, then I would advise go back and do what here, repeat. If you feel that you failed, and on reflection, you see that, I may have made a mistake here and there, the bad attitude, etc., and I think that I can do much better, then no problem. Go and repeat. But of course, there are very, very few people who would want to repeat. Personally, I want to have my son repeating. Because now with the exposure, having traveled all over globally, I know what is needed outside here. All right? So I would want to take this opportunity, first of all, to take you through the Kcse results, 2023 Kcse results curve, which according to me, it's an abnormal curve. It's not a normal curve. You know, normal curve, we should have the tails. The tails at the extremes being almost the same. This is not a normal curve. Allow me to explain. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I would want to share some data here. So then I hope you are able to see my Excel sheet. All right. So this Excel sheet, of course, we have grades of students categorized into female and male who got A all the way to the students who got what here to the students who got E's, like that. So if you look at this very well, ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to see right away that as I'm saying here, what I'm saying here is that there is no normality. We had very few students getting these A's, very few. And as you go down here, in this case here to D plus and whatever, like D minus, which in this case is the model, D minor, unfortunately, it is the model grade with 165,861. You know, model, when an exam is moderately, and of course, in this case here, has been moderated, we expect the middle, like C or C minus, to be the one that has got most students, to be the model grade. But in this case here, we are D minor having most students. And I would want to urge the parents who are here, please, this is the time that we need really to stay very close to these students. Let me demonstrate something here that will tell you that perhaps, and I always don't like placing blames, not even placing blames to the government, no. But in this case here, there is a little problem. And this problem, most likely, it is not the student's problem. So then if I'm told to analyze this, what I will do, I will come and pivot this. So I'll come here and say insert. I would want to insert a pivot table, and I would want to go to a new worksheet with my table here. I haven't yet selected the range. It's important I get to select the range. So the range will be my entire table here, table 1. So you can see there. So I say, okay. Then inside here, I have my canvas for the pivot. So what I would want to do is to come and pivot the total number of students. In this case here, we had 895,533 students doing this Kcse, and of course, were graded. All right. We have others who got Ys and whatever. I don't know whether there's a Z. So these are the ones who did the exams and got at least a grade from E upwards. So then I want to break this down in accordance to the totals. So these totals, I would want to come and break down these to the grades. So put that. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, here the grand total is this. Now we have been able to break down this to what year? We have been able to break down this. We've been able to break down this to, or rather what I would have even done much better, what I would have done much better actually is basically to come and bring the grades here. It's much better bringing the grades to the rows like that. So once I have that, then I'll be able to come and bring, in this case here, this total of mine can come and bring now the total here. All right. Now this makes a lot of sense to me. Now I have in this case here the grades here, vis-a-vis what here, the totals here. So I'm able to see how my numbers are looking like. So very first, what I would want to do is to do this in a pivot chart. So I'll come and say pivot chart, and then I'll be able to say what there, okay. So then I have all my grades. I can see like A is like a decimal. Very few guys got A's. But you can see here D minus in this case here is the model class, the one that has got majority number of students there. Quite unfortunate. So meaning that if you look at this particular trend, if you look at this curve, it's not a normal curve, it's an abnormal curve. First of all, its peak. The peak is at D minor. The peak in this case is skewed. All right. You know, we have what we call measures of peakedness, like what we call kurtosis. So in this case here, the peak is at a skewed angle, skewed towards failing, what they would call failing in quotes. All right. All right. If I was to compare, for example, two or a few grades here, let me compare the A's. Let me just uncheck this. I compare A minor, and maybe B plus, and then I go down a little bit. I skip all the others. And then I will be able to bring here E, D plus, and the D minor. We see how the balance is between the first three and the last three. So when I say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, here, what am I seeing here? What I'm seeing here is crazy. You can see these good grades. There are very few people who are down there. And look at this, what they would call bad grades. There are very many people who are up here. For the curriculum, people are doing our curriculum. I would really, really request as an educationist myself, let's try to moderate these exams. This exam was not moderated. Chances are it wasn't moderated at the setting stage. I don't know whether there was a interference at the marking stage. I don't know, and I don't want to comment about that. But there could be a problem in terms of what here, moderation. Because I mean, we need to get some balance. Like the A minus, B plus, those first three, and then we have here the D minor, the D plus, whatever, and the E. I mean, we expect in this case some sort of what here balance for us to talk over a normal curve. But this is now something that's skewed towards what here an exam, skewed towards failing. I mean, what does moderation mean? At least one of the examiners ought to have sat for these papers on a student's environment. You have one of the examiners, of course, those trusted examiners, right? So they come and sit down and try to read its paper mathematics. Like I know NEC, NEC being, I know of very qualified people that I have a lot of respect for at NEC, all right? So if this exam process is basically taken care of very well, they'll not be here really crying that we have pushed so many people onto these bad bands. We're calling them bad for now. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of the grade that you got, life has to go on. I've taught for so many years. I'll tell you in terms of academia, professionalism, I've seen it all. I've seen people who got an E, but with good focus and discipline. These guys right now, they are doing their PhDs. They went, of course, NEC has got that career ladder. With an E, you can start with an artisan. From artisan, you can go to a certificate. There's that ladder, step ladder. So you go to a certificate. From certificate, you go to a diploma with an E. And of course, as you march forward, nobody will be looking at what you scored there. All right. So then you have your diploma, go to a university, good universities, even with the diplomas, can easily give you what year exemptions. So if the person who went to the university normally would take, say, 4 years, if you went through the craft route, you will take an additional 1.5 years or 2 years more compared to this guy. But at the end of the day, you'll be having both of you what year? Degrees. And actually for you who has begun from the craft, you'll be surprised. Just like, for example, in accounting, somebody who has done ATD, these guys are very good in some areas. For example, bookkeeping, they are very good. It's known. Somebody who has done ATD compared to somebody who got a C plus and they came to do CPA. I'm not saying that, we should relax for the students who are doing Kcse, who are doing, in this case here, their secondary education. No, always strive for the very best. But here you're finding yourself in this model class with D minor, with D. You've got very few options. And one of the options is to repeat. Not many tend to repeat. And I started by telling you, even my own son, if I had a son who sat for this particular Kcse exam and perhaps got a D or a D minor, I would not really take repeating as an option. Because life is moving on. There are so many things. We know of people who never cleared their master's, and yet they're able to live their life, to the fullest, regardless of what they got in high school. Even some of them never cleared high school. To me, with the number of years of experience that I have, having dealt with youth over many years, what matters is what you guys will do after yesterday's results. If you are that kind of a person who will take this thing like a heavy stuff, and then it depresses you, and then you hear Tusker outside there saying that, you know what, if you want to stand tall, try Tusker. That if you want Michael power, try this. Or in this case here, you get some other bad drugs. You think that you can hide behind them. Then automatically you will live a miserable life moving forward. The same is applicable to the A people. If you let that pride, because right now there are so many people, you got an A, you got a B plus, so many people are calling you with congratulations. They're nice, but please let them not get into your head. As you go to universities to do very good courses, please always wipe away that layer of what year, congratulations, and where you are being patted at the back, being told that no. You are still a normal human being who needs to focus in whatever that they are doing. And of course, who needs to be what you're very disciplined for you to reach up there in your academic life. Now, then these people who have gotten E's and D minuses and whatever, who are thinking that this world should, swallow them up. Trust you me, there is quite a lot that is ahead of you. A lot is ahead of you. A lot is ahead of you. I could be wrong, but trust you me, with the number of years of experience I have, I cannot be wrong. I've seen it all. I know, for example, one gentleman. This gentleman, we were with him at Nanyuki High School. This guy never performed very well. He got a grade that I cannot mention here. But the guy went and did the Kcse. And he was very forthright, focused with his studies. After Kcse, he went to CPA. Those days, they used to call it Kcse. Nowadays, they call it ATD. So he went straight away, did CPA. Went to Masai Mara during those old days. Masai Mara, not Masai Mara. There's a name they call this university from Western. Masinde Muliro, yes. Went to Masinde Muliro. And did, in this case here, is what here, BCom. As we speak today, this guy is a chief finance officer in one of the biggest hostels in Kenya. He never let his poor performance define his future. He has even cleared his masters. So what basically matters, ladies and gentlemen, and I will always repeat this for the umpteenth time, how are you going to walk after getting those results? How disciplined will you be? Right now, we have got so many sharks beckoning for your attention. Alcoholism is here. and many other bad things beckoning for your attention, regardless of the grade you got. Actually, the higher you got, chances are, if you're not very careful, if you don't resist those temptations, you will fall by the side. Because remember, most of you, again, you are coming from an environment that was so much enclosed. A high school, in this case here, where you could only get out of your school during like midterms or when there are games. Right now, you are going to the University of Nairobi. You are going to Daystar, for example, to where I taught, and you will be exposed to everything. And there will be nobody who will be looking after you. You will be going, for example, to some universities where even your hostels will be outside, you will be having your own room. So not unless in this case here, you will be guided by, of course, nobody, yourself. Be very disciplined. I'm telling you, this indiscipline is killing a whole generation. A whole generation. So don't be that kind of a person who will basically be swayed quite easily with useless friends who would want to tell you that would want to be seen that you, no. Just go to university, be a very normal human being. Yours at the end of the day is classwork. It's classwork. Now, for the ones who are saying they have failed, then what is the way forward? It's not even about failing, really. There are skills, regardless of the profession you're going to choose, there are skills that are very, very important. Like now we have what we call data analytics. Even if you're going to become a medical doctor, even if you're going to become an engineer, organizations in your field are now handling what we call big data. So if they're handling big data, they would want data specialists who will be able to push through whatever numbers that they are given to be able to enable them make what we call informed decisions. All right? To be able to make what we call informed decisions. All right. So if I were you, right away as I wait for my next course of action, I would register. For example, you can register at RCM and do like Excel. You must be very good with Excel. Like myself, you've seen what I've done. I'm able to pivot numbers the way I wish, and I'm able to, see even pictorially. All right. So of course, if you would be interested to do this Excel and the other Microsoft Office courses there, you can easily call us 0793 555 000. 0793 555 000. So regardless of the grade you got, there are courses you need to start doing immediately. Regardless of the course you shall be doing, you will be doing BCom. You must be good at Python. You must be good at making what we call JavaScript. These are courses at, some small little investment. We shall be able to teach you from wherever you are. You don't even have to come to Nairobi. Most of our classes that we do are online. What you need is a good phone and a laptop. And please, parents here, ensure that you are able to invest in your children. The earliest you can buy a laptop for your child, the better for you and for her. Because once they have these laptops and they have some key skills, they shall start doing what we call remote jobs. If they do remote jobs, of course, this guy will be able to stand on themselves. And if they stand on themselves here alone, then you as a parent, if, for example, they're able to pay fees for themselves at the university, that's very good. Every parent would wish to have these guys here having their wings at a very early stage. So invest in them. Give them laptops. And if possible, ladies and gentlemen, let them even study online. Trust you me, right now, studying online is the way forward because the world is becoming a global village. Like at the moment, I'm working for some Swedish organization, all right? And you can see like now today, I'm working from home. How am I connecting with them? Internet connectivity. If I did not know, for example, this thing of live streaming, which I got to know because of the class that we are teaching, the Zoom, which now my students who are doing like now CPA with me, now they happen to be knowing how to share screen, etc. How would I get this kind of a job? It's impossible. So if you can also, from the word go, ensure that you embrace online learning. Of course, we have physical classes. If you so much insist that you want physical classes, you can come at Stanbank House. Stanbank House next to National Archives, you'll be able to see RCM. RCM. Once you come there, then we shall be able to do what here to also give you access to our physical classes. But as your teacher and the mentor for this case, please, if you can have a good laptop, your parents can pay for you Wi-Fi. That bus fare that you are wasting every day moving around and wasting time on traffic, you can use that time to develop other skills. So data analytics is key. Regardless of the qualification you got, data analytics, if you start in this case with Excel, you are moving straight away, for example, to Python. You are moving to JavaScript. All those are tools that you need to do what we call data analysis. For those of you who would want, because I can see there is I mean, people are crazily moving outside Kenya. If you go to America, they'll tell you. For example, you can either go for these caregiving jobs like nurses, or you do data analytics if you want to sit in the office and do some formal jobs. So data analytics is a key thing. Ladies and gentlemen, there is also another course that you cannot undermine. Videography, photography. Videography, photography. Mwalimu, I got an A, I can't do videography. You don't know what the world is doing, what the world wants you to be doing. This reminds me of a company that we used to call Kodak in those good old days. Kodak, K-O-D-A-K. Kodak used to do the manual photography. These guys here would come on Sunday, they take a good photo of you, they go to do what they used to call wash. If you allow me to translate Swahili into English. And then they would bring those photos a week later. When phones like Samsung were trying to come up with digital cameras, which you could straight away take a photo of yourself and then hang to your social media handles, Kodak wrote those people off, say that we cannot go the phone way. As in this case, we must remain with Kodak. 5 years down the line, Kodak CEO called for a press conference, coming to announce, now he was the mortician, the death of who? Kodak. And I remember that press conference. He said, the people you are seeing behind me, the managers here, nobody stole from the company. No thief. You guys are able to see among us these managers. Cleaning people. The company has strong internal control systems. The only mistake that all of us did, we never woke up to smell the coffee, to listen to what the world wanted from us. The world wanted us to do digital photography, and we got stuck with the old technology. Now we have come here to say bye-bye because we have experienced what we call the strategic drift. Ladies and gentlemen, where we are headed towards, regardless of the course you're going to do, don't be cheated that this Facebook, TikTok are bad things. Of course, I know there are people who use them for bad things, but yourselves, because you have said you shall be disciplined, you shall use them for business. Right now, I'm running one of the biggest colleges in Kenya and indeed East Africa because of how I'm using social media. If you ask most of my students, they got to know me through YouTube. All right? So if then you are good in videography and perhaps you are a doctor, you are an accountant, then you'll be able to just buy a camera and you'll be able to produce great videos with good lighting, which will be able to get followers. And the moment you get followers, then you'll not be employed for a very long time. You'll only use, in this case, employment as what here? As a stepping stone to entrepreneurship. So I don't know whether you guys are able to really hear me. If you're able to hear me, can you kindly comment there? Yes. Kindly comment there, yes, pretty fast. I would really be happy to know that we are connecting. You know, I could be speaking to myself. I could be speaking to myself. I could be speaking to myself, which will be very unfortunate, which will be very, very unfortunate. I really would want us to connect, because this is a message that I would want you to send to all parents whose students or other children did Kcse, Kcse, Kcse. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys, you've been able to comment there. It's very important. Which courses should we blend with whatever course that we are called to do, for example, in the university, for those guys who got C+ and above? If I'm the one who got a C+ and above, and for example, I'll be called to do like water engineering, I will not leave out another course. For example, I have to do this course called water accounting. Accounting blends with any course that we have all over. Doesn't matter if you're going to become a doctor, whether you're going to become a water engineer. At the end of the day, ultimately, as I've said, we want to become entrepreneurs. At the end of the day, most of you guys will be sitting at the boards. What is normally discussed at the boards, in most cases, it's finance. I got a very good mentor at a very young age. So my mentor told me, as you're doing civil engineering, because I did civil engineering, as you're doing civil engineering, be doing CPA. After I finished CPA, I was also able to do what we call ACCA. Today, what I eat with, what is able to put food on my table, it is this accounting courses that I did. So accounting should be underpinning all these other courses. It's unfortunate that in our 844 system, there is nowhere people are being taught the money skills, what we call financial literacy. So for example, you'll get somebody who is getting some good salaries outside here, but I mean, they go blowing out this money as if money is easy to get. They don't understand what we call time value of money. All right. You'll get people paying bills in hotels of 50,000 and yet their salary is 80,000. And you can't blame them really, because there is nowhere they're being taught that money is scarce, is a very important resource that can get you from point A to point B. You can only get those skills if you enroll into a CPA course, regardless of the course you're going to do. Regardless of the course you'll be doing, even if it's BCom, by the side you should be doing CPA, just one level at a time like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I would really advise against students who are going to university to really be very, very idle. You should never be very idle. Idleness will take you to bad places. Those evenings you are free doing stories left, right, and center. Come and join our evening classes. That you join from wherever you are. You join from wherever you are online. CPA, ATD, ETC. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to believe that with this little exposure that I've been able to invite you, it's an invitation that I gave you to come and give you real life experiences. I want to believe that now a little bit you are sharper and you'll be able to use this particular advice to your advantage, so that in the future we shall be able to shine like diamonds. We shall be able to shine like diamonds regardless of the grades that we got. So in conclusion, discipline number one, those who got A's and whatever, pride should never be part of our equation. Remove pride 100%. And if you do that, straight away you'll be able to see even better levels. And then, of course, if you think that you really never made it, there are so many courses you can do with us. You can come and start at Sun. If, for example, you got an E, you got a D minor, you can come and start with us, the neck at Sun, you go to certificate, you go to diplomas, and then, of course, you go to universities. But most importantly, we must also put well within us the attitude of service. Even when we are at home, Never be that kind of a person who is being served left, right, and center that you have got, for example, somebody at home who is washing every, no. Service. So when I'm in church, I have to be serving other people. If you're able to do that, then there will be people who will be able to identify, your talents. And if that happens, then you shall see places. So please, if you want to talk to me through WhatsApp, my personal number is 0721 620 183. I'm repeating again, 0721 620 183. The school's numbers, we have 0793 555 000. I'm repeating again, 0793 555 000. All right. And then we have, of course, 0719 525 000. 0719 525 000. So may our great Lord bless all of you. I'm so sure all of us are winners in this, and we shall be able to see places that you've never seen. Take this advice seriously, and if possible, please share this link with all your friends, And most importantly, they should be able to make RCM College their college of choice. So if this has been helpful to you, can you kindly mention there, yes. If this has been helpful to you, kindly mention there, yes. It's good to mention so that all your friends will be able to see that you have watched this. That's very important to me. I would want so many people to watch this. We also have a WhatsApp group. Those numbers I've been able to mention to you. You can reach to us, and we shall be able to add you to our WhatsApp groups. For now, it is bye. Thank you. Bye.